Hello again, little bookworms. Today we're going to be reading some fun books about construction equipment and what they do on a construction site. But what do we do before we go on to a construction site? There's something we have to do first. Oh, I remember. We have to put on our construction hat and our safety vest because safety always comes first. Oh, all right. Look at this vest. It's so bright. The colors are so bright so the equipment operators and any drivers around can see me while I'm on the construction site. So we have a silver, a bright orange, and a bright yellow. And then my hat is also a bright yellow color. I'm gonna put this on my head, and this hat will protect me just in case something falls. Now we should go meet some of the construction equipment that we'll see in today's books. First up is an excavator. 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 Bulldozer. Bulldozer. Cement mixer. Cement mixer. Front end loader. Front end loader. Dump truck. Dump truck. Steamroller. Steamroller. And now we're ready to head to the construction site in our first book. This book is called Goodnight Construction Site by Sherri Duskey Rinker and Tom Lichtenheld. Down in the big construction site, the tough trucks work with all their might to build a building, make a road, to get the job done, load by load. The sun is set, the work is done. It's time for trucks to end their fun. So one by one they'll go to bed, to yawn and rest their sleepy heads, then wake up to another day of rough and tough construction play. Working hard to help his team, crane truck raises one last beam. Reaching, stretching, lifting high, he swings the beam into the sky. He'll set it down right on its mark, then off to bed, it's almost dark. He slowly folds his boom back in, and then with one last sleepy grin, he tucks himself in nice and tight, then cuddles up and says goodnight. Shh, good night, crane truck, good night. Spinning, churning all day long, cement mixer sings his whirly song. Now, he's weary and so dizzy from the fun that keeps him busy. With one last spin, he pours the load. He's ready now to leave the road. He takes a bath, gets shiny bright, pulls up his chute, turns off his light. He cuts his engine, slows his drum, and dreams sweet dreams of twirly fun. Shh. Good night, cement mixer. Good night. Dump truck loves to work and haul. He carries loads both big and small. He moves the dirt from place to place, then dumps it with a happy face. One final load spills on the heap. Crunch. Now dump truck's tired and wants to sleep. He lowers his bed, locks his gate, rests his wheels, it's getting late. He dims his light, then shuts his doors, and soon his engine slows to snores. Shh. Good night, dump truck. Good night. Pushing with his mighty blade, bulldozer works to smooth the grade. He clears the way to level ground and fills the air with thunderous sound. Roar! No one's as tough and strong as he, but now he's sleepy as can be. He puffs some smoke out of his stack, turns off his engine, stops his track. He curls into his soft dirt bed and dreams of busy days ahead. Shh, good night, bulldozer, good night. Scooping gravel, dirt, and sand, excavator shapes the land. He digs and lifts throughout the day. Arrgh! But now it's time to end his play. A few more holes to dig and soon he'll roll to bed beneath the moon. He twirls upon his bumpy track, pulls up his boom, stretches his back. He sets his scoop down on the ground and snuggles up without a sound. Shh, good night, excavator, good night. These big trucks so tough and loud, they work so hard, so rough and proud. Tomorrow is another day, another chance to work and play. Turn off your engines, stop your tracks, relax your wheels, your stacks and backs. No more huffing and puffing, team. It's time to rest your heads and dream. Construction site all tucked in tight. The day is done, turn off the light. Great work today. Now, shh, good night. Man, if I was working hard on a construction site all day, I would be tired too. Let's see what happens on another construction site in this book. This book is called The Digger and the Flower by Joseph Kuefler. It was morning and the big trucks were ready to work. Let's hoist, said Crane. Let's push, said Dozer. Let's dig, said Digger. Together they built tall buildings for working. They built roads for driving and bridges for crossing. They built and built until the loud whistle blew. I'm beat, said Crane. Me too, said Dozer. The other big trucks took a break, but Digger did not. He had found something in the rubble. Hello there, he said. The flower was tiny, but it was beautiful. Every day while other big trucks built, Digger visited the flower. He watered it when its leaves looked dry. He shielded it on windy days. And just before he switched off for the night, Digger sang the flower a bedtime song. The flower grew, but the city grew too. Soon every space had been filled, every space but one. We need to put a building here, said Crane. Dozer started his engine. Before Digger could stop him, Dozer blew a big puff of smoke and cut the flower down. Then the other big trucks went back to work, but Digger did not. When the smoke cleared, Digger saw something in the rubble. Little seeds, he said. He scooped them up and drove. He drove past the tall buildings, past the furthest house on the furthest street. He drove to a place no big truck had ever been. There, Digger stopped. He dug and scooped and tucked the seeds into the warm earth. Every day, Digger cared for the seeds. He watered them when their leaves looked dry. He shielded them on windy days. And just before he switched off for the night, Digger sang the flowers a bedtime song. Oh wow, here's the big city that the trucks built. And here are all of the new flowers that Digger just planted. He was so sad when that first flower got dug up, But he didn't stop. He scooped up those seeds and planted new flowers. What a happy ending. It looks like he planted 4 flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4 flowers. I really enjoyed reading these 2 books with you today. Subscribe for more books, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye, little bookworms.